is what you'll be.
If we're truly committed to making our country the best country it could be, we cannot have a nearly 50% dropout rate in our schools, period. That alone should be a clear cry that something is terribly wrong. We can't point fingers at the kids, we can't blame teachers, and we can't blame society. And until we assume the responsibility, it'll never change. And none of us will have a meaningful life unless we can do something to improve mankind in this lifetime.
What you see is what you'll be.
I want to be a doctor.
I'm chair and professor of surgery at Morehouse School of Medicine.
I want to be an engineer.
I am a professional engineer. I'm also a professional inventor.
I want to be an architect.
I'm an architect by profession. Many times I'm out and the kids will say, oh, your father must have been a doctor or a brain surgeon. I said, au contraire. I was raised in public housing until I was 11 years old, and my parents made a sacrifice, saved every dime they could to buy a house to move me into the best district in Trenton, New Jersey, so I would go to the best junior high school. In my life, I was fortunate enough to catch the elevator and rise and achieve some modicum of success. It's incumbent and important for us to send that elevator back down, teach somebody how to work the controls, and bring them up with you. 100 Black Men is a group of African-American men that came together in 1986 to form an organization, a mission to enrich the lives of African-Americans, youth in particular. We're trying to be role models for these kids and show them if you're willing to dedicate yourself, keep your nose on the grindstone, stay out of trouble, that you can achieve. However, if you think that just having big cars and a bunch of women, a little bit of bling-bling is what makes a man, then this program is not for you.
I come from Southwest Atlanta. Growing up, I experienced a lot of things, such as I had friends who were involved with drug selling and gangs, things of that nature.
I saw a lot of violence. A lot of my friends that were my closest friends as children aren't doing as well as I am right now. Have a few in jail and a few that, just bad situations.
In my neighborhood, you saw a lot of people working really hard just to put food on the table and to provide clothes for their children, just to keep a roof over their heads. It was a major accomplishment just to graduate high school. So to be in that type of environment and then to have the 100 come along and say, hey, we want you to go further. We believe that you can go further. And so because we believe that, we're here to help you and we're gonna support that. It just uplifted the community in such a way that you just never thought about.
In 1987, Project Success was born when 100 Black men of Atlanta went into one of the poorest performing schools in the system. 60% dropout rate in one of the toughest neighborhoods in the system. And they went into the school and randomly, pulling out of a hat, selected a group of 8th graders and made a promise to them that if you will graduate from high school, and we will work with you as to be mentors and role models, we'll provide cultural enrichment and social experiences for you, then we will pay for your college education anywhere you qualify to go. They didn't believe us, but we're delighted to say that we graduated 100% of those kids and sent 100% of them on to a post-secondary education experience. That then is the essence of what Project Success is, and we've replicated it over and over again.
A young boy without a male role model is like an explorer without a map.
Out of probably the 10 closest friends I had growing up, only 2 had active father figures in their life. I really didn't have that strong male figure to look up to. I don't know if they were in jail, had died or whatnot, but mine personally just up and left them and went back to South Carolina one day, so.
And my father was incarcerated. He had to do 20 years, so he wasn't there.
I'd been living with my grandmother since I was 7, and at the time I joined Project Success, I was 14.
When I became connected with Michelle, she'd experienced the loss of both her mother and her father. In this case, the mother killed the father and then committed suicide. She went then to live with a grandparent. That grandparent had suffered a heart attack and died. She had an aunt who lived in another part of town, and Michelle lived with her.
He wanted to get to know my family. He wanted to get to know me. We spent a lot of time together just talking on the phone, had dinners, went to theaters.
The museum, inauguration of the mayor, maybe a basketball game. Let her know that I wanted to be supportive of her socially, academically, intellectually, whatever way I could.
We bonded instantly. It was his genuine care and concern. I felt comfortable talking to him about things that bothered me and things that weren't even related to school. It was just general life. I kind of looked to him as an adopted father or a surrogate dad.
You can't put a price tag on time. It's easy to write a check, tear out your checkbook, hand it over and say, okay, I feel great now, I've done my job. That's not really what mentoring or what giving back is about. It's taking time out of your life, spending time with these kids and letting them know that they're loved, they're cared for, and you provide encouragement.
We started mentoring one-to-one and realized we could have a greater impact by expanding and evolving the mentoring model. We also realized that students related better to people who are closer to their age, and it gave us the opportunity to teach the mentoring concept. So today, we've instituted a process called pipeline mentoring. We are mentoring college students. We have 150 Collegiate 100 students that volunteer with us on an ongoing basis. They, in turn, mentor the high school students, who in turn are mentoring middle school students, who in turn reaching back and mentoring elementary school students who are coming into the program. The principles of what they see is what they'll be is putting the next step closer to the person involved. So if you want to talk to a student about college, guess who's best talking to them about that? Someone who is in college, especially if they don't have the benefit of a parent or guardian whom has been to college. And that's one of the fundamental principles of Project Success.
I just thought it was just something to do after school. But once I got in it, they told me that they were gonna send me to college. It was like, my eyes was open, so I liked it, so I stayed.
One of the mentors was Ray Singer, who was the programs coordinator, and he did a lot of just keeping the students in line, making sure that we had everything we needed, whether it be supplies for school or books, and we could go to him and talk about personal things, you know, that male figures can't get from their mothers.
There are no males in the home whatsoever. The males they see are the teachers that we have that work with us and the members in our organization.
Project Success is an opportunity-based program. The parents, the students, and the organization sign a covenant. So in that, there are certain requirements. The parent or guardian, they're required to give 10 hours of volunteer service per month.
They have to stay out of trouble.
They're required to go through a 4-week summer program.
They can't get suspended or expelled from school.
They're required to attend our Saturday program.
And we have culinary arts, golf, tennis, public speaking, language arts, mathematics, science, social studies. We have a robotics program. We're actually using that program as a carrot for math and science.
To create something and see it work, I think is a very, very powerful thing. And getting them to believe in themselves, I can't emphasize that enough.
They have to maintain a 2.5 or above.
They're required to attend our Resource Learning Center.
If you're having trouble in any of your courses in school, we have someone there that can help you.
They're required to be a part of the Pipeline Mentoring Program.
We had to step up and do extra, just to shine a little bit more and to let the 100 know that we were serious about being in this program and going on and being successful.
We began to think about what would be a good way to break this cycle of underachievement and put students on a track where they could actually break out of the cycle of poverty in which they and sometimes their parents had found themselves for a long time. So we approached the 100 Black Men of Atlanta with the notion that we were interested in starting 2 single-gender schools.
She indicated to us if we wanted to do this, it had to be with her lowest performing schools.
And we would grow these schools 1 grade at a time.
There aren't enough resources to pay for college for every student that's out there. But what we can do is form partnerships and create collaborations and bring new ideas to the table. So we are bringing our Project Success model as a support to the school.
As role models, as mentors, and also helping to use their resources to provide for enrichment, Saturday programs, after-school programs, etc.
We want to demonstrate, not just here in Atlanta, but across the state of Georgia and across America, that you can take young people and be bold enough to do something different and make it work if you have partners who are willing to go with you.
We try to present an image to these kids of what we think is the right thing to do, that you give back, you achieve success, you take care of your family, you make contributions to the society, and you are a good human being.
Is it life-changing for them? Absolutely. The experiences that our young people in Project Success will have will put them in places with people that they never would have imagined being around. To sit and have a conversation with Ambassador Andrew Young, former Surgeon General for the United States, David Satcher, and Home Run King Hank Aaron, who are all members of 100 Black Men of Atlanta. And out of that, we're gonna see people who will be comfortable, not only being around leaders, but being leaders.
What you see is what you get.
We will call this the Parade of Excellence because it's highlighting their work and their achievement. We put on the Bank of America Atlanta Football Classic because it's our most important and our largest fundraising event for Project Success. It's all about excitement, about the theater, about sport, and about competition. And what we want young people to do is recognize that the competition that they can have is within themselves and their ability to rise to the next level and achieve. Our young people are our greatest asset. And we as an organization want to make sure that we're highlighting and building that asset. We can make a difference.
Well, today I am a vice president with SunTrust Bank. I'm a mom. I have a 4-year-old son. I'm currently in grad school, and we have a really good life together.
Project Success, it keeps you out of trouble. It always gives you something to do. It keeps you studious. And most of all, you get to go to college. It's the best thing that can ever happen to somebody.
Looking back to my high school years and seeing how much I've progressed since then, you know, it's all like a dream to me, you know. I would pinch myself, but then I'm scared I'm gonna wake up or something.
We now have taken these children who had all the gifts that God had given them. We've shepherded them, loved them, supported them, got them through college, and now these children will be contributing members of society with the caveat, as we went through our program, that they give back and they bring another kid along the way.
Project Success is doing its part. And the 100 Black Men of Atlanta, we're doing our part. The great thing about it is when you get into this program, you don't leave. You move from success to significance.